Good morning, Leandra here. Today we are celebrating part 2 of Afro-Latino Storytime with Chesapeake Children's Museum. Thank you for joining us. We are honoring a special day that happened this past Monday on March 22nd, celebrating the day that Black slaves were freed from Spanish conquest. Puerto Ricans celebrate every year with dancing in the street, good food, good music, and if you missed last week, you should really check it out because we got to hear some of that great music, bomba music. So today we're going to learn more, so get yourself nice and cozy and get in a good spot and let's listen to some stories. All right, bye.
Last Friday, we learned about bomba music from Puerto Rico, an ancient dance and sound that dates back as far as the 1500s. Bomba music is the way Puerto Ricans express themselves that comes from their ancestors. Long, long ago, when their ancestors were forced to work long hours in the sugar fields, they danced and sang as a way to express their pain. They danced and drummed to rhythms to communicate stories to each other. Today, many Afro-Latinos or African Latinos play drums and dance to honor their ancestors. Drum Dream Girl, a poem by Margarita Engel, illustrations by Rafael Lopez. On an island of music, in a city of drumbeats, the Drum Dream Girl dreamed of pounding tall conga drums, tapping small bongo drums, and boom, boom, booming with long, loud sticks on big, round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. But everyone on the island of music in the city of drumbeats believed that only boys should play drums. So the Drum Dream Girl had to keep dreaming quiet, secret drumbeat dreams. At outdoor cafes that looked like gardens, she heard drums played by men, but when she closed her eyes, she could also hear her own imaginary music. When she walked under the wind-wavy palm trees in a flower-bright park, she heard the whir of parrot wings, the clack of woodpecker beaks, the dancing tap of her own footsteps, and the comforting pat of her own heartbeat. At carnivals, she listened to the rattling beat of towering dancers on stilts, and the dragon clang of costumed drummers wearing huge masks. At home, her fingertips rolled out their own dreamy drum rhythm on tables and chairs. And even though everyone kept reminding her that girls on the island of music had never played drums, the brave Drum Dream Girl dared to play tall conga drums, small bongo drums, and big round silvery moon-bright timbales. Her hands seemed to fly as they rippled, rapped, and pounded all the rhythms of her drum dreams. Her big sisters were so excited that they invited her to join their new all-girl dance band. But their father said only boys should play drums. So the Drum Dream Girl had to keep dreaming and drumming alone. until finally her father offered to find a music teacher who could decide if her drums deserved to be heard. The Drum Dream Girl's teacher was amazed. The girl knew so much, but he taught her more and more and more. And she practiced, and she practiced, and she practiced. Until the teacher agreed that she was ready to play her small bongo drums outdoors at a starlit cafe that looked like a garden, where everyone who heard her drum-bright music sang and danced and decided that girls should always be allowed to play drums. And both girls and boys should feel free to dream. The end.
3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll give it a try once more. Watch me. Are you ready? Yeah! Okay, rumble. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, that was awesome. Let's give it a try once more. Rumble. 3, 2, 1. Oh, well done. All right. This is how we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Aha. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Aha. 1, 2, 3. We go. 1, 2, 3. Aha. Now 1, 2, 3. Aha. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And number! And 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, guys. Okay, how are your fingers feeling now? Okay, don't beat the drum too much. Okay, what we normally do, we don't beat the drum, we actually play the drum. So just even if you touch it very softly, the sound will come out. All right. So this is how we're gonna do. The next beat, we're gonna take it very easy. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play a beat, then you play after me. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, listen to me. All right, I play, then you repeat after me. Wow, you guys are very good. Okay, so this time, the beat is gonna sound a little bit longer. All right, lucky some rhythm. Okay, listen, wait. Okay.
story from the indigenous peoples of Puerto Rico, from the Taino Indians, about why the coqui frog sings. There was once a beautiful goddess who fell in love with Coqui, the chief's son. When he went out to fish, she made sure that he came back with a big catch. And he would thank her by singing to her. One evening, she turned herself into a maiden, and she visited Coqui, and they fell in love. She told Coqui that she would come back the next night when the moon came up. But when it came, it brought a very scary storm named Huracan. The sky turned black and the winds howled. The goddess tried to protect Coqui, but Huracan took him away, and she never saw him again. She became so sad, and she missed him so much, that she created a tiny frog that will forever call out his name, Coqui, Coqui.
Cookie, 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 cookie.
The end.
Cookie, cookie.
There we go. Hi there! Those are some good stories that we just heard. Hope you guys are enjoying. We have learned quite a bit about Afro-Latinos this story time. So go ahead and get something to drum on. It can be anything. And hopefully you guys will start practicing your drumming and enjoy. Bye! Let's
The habanera is the Cuban name for this rhythm, but it's found in music all over the world, from Africa to India to the Middle East. But before we start playing the habanera, I want to talk about the pulse. The pulse is usually called the beat, but the beat has a lot of other meanings, so I prefer the more specific term pulse to refer to that underlying metronomic beat we feel in our bodies whenever we listen to music, or dance, or drum. Pulse, 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 pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pulse, 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 pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. So before you start playing, you always want to find the pulse. Make sure you're feeling it somewhere in your body, and then keep feeling it while you play. To play the habanera pattern, we're going to start by playing the pulse on the high drum. And please feel free to join in whenever you feel like it. The sound I'm playing is called a tone. To play a tone, I use the top 2/3 of my 3 middle fingers. I'm basically just tapping on the drum. I'm not using a lot of force, And even though my fingers do make contact with the hard edge of the drum, I'm hardly feeling any impact there at all. And I'm letting my fingers bounce up after they make contact with the drum head, so the tone isn't muffled. Next, I'm going to add a tone in my right hand on the low drum. I'm playing this tone in between pulses, or off the beat, so it's called an offbeat. Now I'm just going to add one more tone in my right hand on the high drum, and I'll be playing the full habanera pattern. And now I'm going to take out the music so you can hear what the bongos sound like all by themselves. If you want to practice with just the bongos like this, then you can go to the play-along section for any pattern.
Hi again. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got to learn a lot about a little bit of culture, Puerto Rican culture that we maybe didn't know about. So we really enjoy these story times. Glad to have you, and we'll see you next week for the first story time for the month of April. All right, happy spring, everyone. Bye.